Do 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 do. Let's make jam.
Hi, I'm Vera Brosgol, author of the picture book Memory Jars from Roaring Brook Press.
This is a story about a girl named Freda who discovers a way to keep the things she loves saved and safe in jars forever. She gets a little carried away until she realizes life is more fun lived than preserved.
So I'm going to show you how to make something I love very much, jam.
There's an illustrated recipe at the back of the book, or you can just follow along with me.
So let's start by getting some supplies ready. This is my favorite jam making pot. It is very nice and thick and heavy, which helps keep the jam from burning, but any heavy pot will do.
You're also going to need a saucer, a wooden spoon or a heat-proof spatula, measuring cups and spoons, a funnel, and of course, some jars with lids.
Now, let's get our ingredients. This one's pretty obvious. Blueberries.
I've got about 6 cups here. Make sure you wash them. Some sugar. This is about 3 cups. Cinnamon and nutmeg, and some lemon juice.
Now, I'm going to share a little kitchen hack of mine. Instead of having to juice a lemon every time I need one and having to clean all the seeds out of the juicer, I just juice a whole bunch at once and freeze 1 tablespoon into each ice cube tray and keep those in the freezer so they're always ready to go when I need them. Now, before we get started cooking, put your saucer in the freezer.
This will come in handy later.
Okay, let's get cooking. Put your blueberries in your big pot. Now mash them up. You can use a masher if you want to, but using your hands is way more fun. Now add your sugar. I'm using about half the amount of sugar to the amount of berries I've got, so this is about 3 cups. Sugar. Stir it all together.
Goopy!
Get some adult help to turn on the stove now. You're probably going to want an adult around for most of this because things are going to be pretty hot.
So you want to start your pot off at kind of a medium-high heat. We're looking to get our blueberry goop to a boil. Not there yet? That's better. So now you can turn the heat all the way down to low, and we're going to simmer it for a good long while. Make sure you stir as you go so it doesn't stick to the bottom.
Oh, it smells good. While things are simmering, it's a great time to warm up your jars. You don't want to put hot jam into a cold jar because the glass might explode. So you can either put it in the oven at around 200 degrees or just warm them up in some hot water in the sink.
Now it's time to add our lemon, or lemon cubes if that's what we're doing, and our spices. I'm going to do 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and also some freshly grated nutmeg. For extra flavor, drop the nutmeg into your jam and spend several minutes rooting around looking for it. Just kidding, don't do this. There it is. Okay, back in business. Keep simmering until it's nice and thick.
Now, doneness of jam is pretty subjective, and you can't taste it right now because this pot is very hot. The spoon is so hot, do not lick the spoon. Some people like it really thick, so you can turn the jar upside down and nothing comes out. Some people like it really runny. I like it kind of in the middle. So remember we hid that plate in the freezer earlier? This is where it comes in handy.
Put a little dollop of the hot jam on the cold plate and put it back in the freezer for 1 minute. Then pull it out again and give the cooled off jam a poke. Is it wrinkling up a bit? Is it thick enough? This is kind of a preview of your finished jam. If it's not ready, you can cook a little longer and keep doing plate tests until you're happy with your jam or you're just kind of bored of cooking. Good enough.
You can turn the heat off, lick your freezer plate. Oh, it's so good. I'm always looking for things I can lick while I'm cooking. Oh, that's so good. And now it is time to put your jam into jars.
This is where your funnel comes in handy to keep from making a mess. Scoop up some jam and pour it into your jar. Repeat with your second jar. And maybe get a third jar because you didn't read your own recipe very carefully and didn't prepare enough to begin with. No problem. Let your jars cool on the counter, and once you can touch them comfortably, screw the lids on.
And now you can lick the spoon. Oh, that's so good. You can scoop a little bit out of the pot too. Now, we're not doing water bath canning. That's kind of a complicated process that lets you keep your jars out on the shelf for up to a year, but it involves giant pots of boiling water and sterilizing things and timers and lots of work. Since we've only got a few jars, you can just keep them in the fridge and they'll be good in there for at least a month if they last that long. So what you can do is make a cute label for your jar with the date that you made it so you remember, and pop it in the fridge. Now for the best part, besides spoon licking, eating.
Get a piece of hot toast, add some peanut butter if you wish, and I do wish, and spoon on your jam. Mine's still a little runny because I didn't let it cool much.
Yum. Perfect. I hope you had fun making this jam with me today. Don't save it for too long. Make sure you eat it. And if you do eat it, share it with someone you love. Wait. Okay. Okay. Good boy.